it strong.
Welcome back, guys. New episode of the Big Phat podcast. Powered by CrossFit Green, fueled by Sweat and Reset, and supported by Phat Nutrition, Phat Barbell, and Phat Gymnastics. I got it right 2 weeks in a row, Mary.
Good for you.
We have Mariana Martins on with us. She used to be a coach here in CrossFit Green, but you are now a full-time doctor.
That's correct.
Mary, obviously, we argued about this already before we started recording, but if you had to have Matt or Rich on, who would you have on the podcast?
Well, if I had a gun pointed to my head, I'd have to say one of those. So I guess I'd say Rich. But
so again, that gives Matt 2, and then every other score is towards Rich. What I really ask you is, what CrossFit Games athlete would you like to have a podcast with?
I'd say Cara Saunders.
Cara Saunders.
Previously Cara Webb, because I don't know, she has this attitude that's just very chill, even when things go wrong, and then she has ginormous thighs, which I identify with, and I think
you can identify with that, can you?
Yeah, short and big thighs. I don't know, I just like her attitude when
Cara
she's
Webb's cool.
Yeah,
she's cool. I like Cara Webb. Mary, you are from Portugal. Yes,
that's correct.
Yep. And you are currently working as a doctor in St. Vincent's Hospital in St. Oregon.
No, it's not Dublin. It's
South Dublin somewhere.
Yeah,
South
Dublin 4. It's Dublin 4.
So you came from Portugal. You didn't study to be a doctor first. You went to America, was it?
Yeah, I did my undergraduate in South Carolina.
South Carolina?
Yeah. I was there playing golf at the time and getting my undergraduate degree in sports science.
Sports science in North Carolina. Is that where you found CrossFit?
It is. It was maybe towards the end of it, because I was playing golf, so I didn't really have much time to get into something else.
Yeah.
But I think there was about 1 year at the end that I wasn't playing anymore. And then these people at the gym started doing these cool things, and so they formed this little CrossFit club in the university gym. Yeah. And I just kind of got really jealous. I'm gonna give that a try. So then at the time I was training for a triathlon. Yeah. So I waited until I finished that before I started getting involved, and then slowly kind of got into the classes that they were doing, and that was it. That was it. Yeah.
So wait, you started playing golf in Portugal.
Yeah.
Did you play any other sports when you were younger?
Pretty much every sport when I was growing up. Yeah.
Other sports.
I mean, golf was the one that I kind of kept going the whole time, because it was just, I don't know, it was kind of a bit of a natural for me. I just didn't have to practice and was pretty decent. But then I played all sorts of different sports growing up.
So did you go on a scholarship to America?
I did, yeah.
On a golf scholarship? Wow. So you played competitive golf in America. What was that like in the college scene? I've never really heard of competitive golf.
No, I mean it's collegiate golf, and I mean there's obviously different categories when you're there. Universities depends on the size of the university, but so it was the second category, but it's still pretty high up for that category. So it's a smaller school, it's about 4,000 people. So then you play pretty much. It kind of became a job. You get paid for it pretty much. They give you money to study, so you have to train every day. You have to be on a course several times a week. Yeah. So I was pretty much practicing 1 to 2 hours a day, and then playing a round of 18 holes maybe once or twice a week. And then on season I had about 6 or 7 tournaments. That was 3-day tournaments.
Yeah. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And it was actually Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Oh.
Yeah. So I missed a lot of classes, and I mean, it was really fun, but it was also a job. So if you're doing well, it's great.
It's great crap.
But if you're not doing well,
you're feeling the pressure.
Yeah.
When you get those scholarships, do they actually give you the money? Or is it they be here's your accommodation, it's paid for?
No, so the biggest, what costs the most when you go to America is the tuition. So they pretty much pay up the tuition. Okay. And I mean, depending how much money you get, some people get money for after that for living expenses and stuff. I got most of my money for tuition, and then I kind of paid the living expenses and stuff like that.
Okay. Did you work over there then as well?
Only towards the very end. So once I was finished playing golf, I had that year that I wasn't playing golf anymore. So I just worked on campus, because I was only allowed to work on campus.
Oh, really?
As an international student, on a student visa.
Okay. So you played golf you finished your undergraduate. Was that kind of then the end of golf and you just kind of drifted towards CrossFit? Or
Pretty much, yeah. I kind of needed a break at the end, and then it kind of like slowly transitioned into really liking this CrossFit thing.
Yeah.
And from there, then I ended up doing my level one still when I was in the States.
You did your level 1 in the States?
I did, yeah.
Did you pay for that yourself?
I did, yeah.
Wow, you have the world's most expensive t-shirt as well. Did they say that at the
No,
level
they
1
actually got me a voucher. So I think I bought shorts, because that's more me. Yeah, I bought shorts with that voucher instead of getting me the t-shirt.
You got a voucher?
Yeah, but I had to use it at the like
Reebok store.
Yeah.
So you went over, you did your undergraduate. Did you spend any more time when you finished your undergraduate, or did you go straight back to Portugal? Or
No, I went back to Portugal for the summer,
Okay.
and then I moved, right after the summer, I moved here for medical school.
moved here? Like, had you applied for medical school before
Yeah,
you even
I
left
applied,
America? You had
yeah.
all that done?
I applied when I was there, yeah.
When did you decide you wanted to become a doctor?
Right before I started, maybe. That was always, I mean, not always, like the last maybe 2-3 years in college. So I was there 4.5 years in the States.
Yeah.
So maybe the last 3 years, I kind of started considering it. I did all the prerequisite classes, and I started looking into it. I wanted to apply in the States, but it was very hard as an international student. So
Because you wouldn't have had any
it was just,
scholarship for that, no?
no.
You would have had to whack out everyone. Jeez.
So then I was trying to look up places in Europe where I can do it, and it kind of like it was between here and the UK, and I wanted to not convert my money anymore because I was sick of converting euros to dollars. So I picked Ireland and applied and got in, and yeah, I just started. I still wasn't sure before I started, but
How many siblings have you got?
one.
You've got one. Is he a doctor as well? He's
He
the
is,
doctor,
yeah.
He's in the UK, I think.
He
isn't
is, yeah.
Okay.
And
Jesus.
parents are both doctors
Parents,
as well.
so it
yeah.
runs in the family.
Yeah.
So you had no choice but to be a doctor.
I was definitely pushed towards it when I was kind of undecided.
Yeah.
But like looking back, it was the right decision. Yeah.
So that means you came to Ireland in, was I suppose September 16?
2016. Yeah.
And when did you join CrossFit Green?
September 2016.
September.
Yeah.
So you came to Ireland, you joined CrossFit Green straight away.
Yeah, I think so my first year was here in Sandyford, so I started looking to CrossFit gyms.
Yeah.
I think I emailed maybe 3 or 4 of them because there's 4 around here, and I actually tried CrossFit Ireland first, and I just did a class, and
Just a trial.
it just didn't fit. It didn't suit me. I don't know. I think it was something about the vibe. I was just like, not really. I'll try next one. And then I came here, and at the time Dave had the 1 week trial. So I came in for the first class.
Yeah.
And I remember it was a small class. It was like 2 Alan Last and Alan Roche, and then
you.
someone else. So it was like 4 of us.
Yeah.
And I had handstand push-ups, and I remember like destroying the workout because I love handstand push-ups.
Yeah.
And then Dave at the end was like, well, like you have a week to try out. No rush to decide. I was like, no, I'm ready.
Let's go.
Where can I sign?
You had four more days to use. We were like, nah, get me involved.
Yeah. And then at the end of it, like I think it was a week into it, Dave was like, oh, if you want to kind of help out with coaching,
you had obviously dropped the hint that you had your level 1.
Yeah, I don't remember at what point that came about. I mean, maybe it wasn't on purpose if it was.
So you did that. You studying over here the whole time, 4 years doing medicine, obviously in Royal College of Surgeons, and in your final year, me and you obviously both did our final year in college the same year, but we both had to do it in the middle of a pandemic, so we had totally different structures.
Yeah.
What was that like studying then?
Most of the year was,
you
unchanged.
only had what, 2 months? You only had a month, was it?
Yeah, so I was meant to finish at the end of April, and then in March they kind of got us all together in one room. And we're like,
which is like anti-COVID. Don't do that.
Yeah,
Pile them
this
all
is like
into
the very
one room.
beginning. There's like 330 people that graduate every year, so they brought us all into one room, and they were like, "Well, this COVID thing could get very bad.
Yeah.
So we're looking to push your exams forward by 6 weeks, and this is our practical, like the most important exam of the year."
Yeah.
So this was like, I think it was like a Tuesday, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna start this exam on Friday." Of that week, yeah, and it was meant to be a month and a half later.
You were given the option, though. I think I remember you said to me you were given the option, but you would have been delayed by a year or something, was it?
Pretty much, they gave the option, but because it's an exam, it's practically going to the hospital. You talk to patients, and at that point they're kind of thinking like, oh, I think we're going to start closing down the hospitals for students, like limit the access. That's why they're like, oh, we want to bring these up by 6 weeks so we can actually do it. It's an option, but if you don't do it now, in 6 weeks' time, if the hospitals are closed, then you can't do it.
You can't.
You can't graduate. So it was an option, but it wasn't.
Kind of giving you like, do it now, or you're going to be waiting a long, long time.
Yeah.
So you did that, and you got thrown straight into it then, didn't you? So you graduated in May, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I actually finished. So I finished I was meant to finish at the very end of April, and I got finished at the very beginning of April.
Okay.
So I had a month and
when did you start getting thrown into the middle of a pandemic?
So intern year, which is right after you finish medical school, it's meant to start in July, and we actually started in May. So they brought us in about 2 months early just to kind of help.
Because they were understaffed, probably.
Yeah, pretty much. So we started 2 months early, which was good because like there was nothing else to do. So it was kind of good.
Everything was closed.
Yeah, so it was good to kind of like start working and having something to do. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad back then. Like, I actually didn't work with COVID that much back then. I worked a lot more with it on this second wave. I was actually on COVID wards for like a month, a bit over a month.
How long is your internship as a doctor?
It's usually 12 months. For us, will be 14.
It'll be 14. So this July, then you'll no longer be an intern. You'll be I've watched a lot of Scrubs. I know this one.
It's different than Manchester in here. You're usually an SHO after, but it depends on what you end up doing. My plan is to go to Australia or New Zealand. So
that's your long-term plan. I agree with that plan. Well, not long-term plan, but your
next year's plan for sure.
Step.
Yeah.
Where did you finish in your class? Medicine's pretty competitive, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Everyone knows what everyone has.
Yes and no, because it's competitive, but people don't really talk about it. I did pretty well. Like this, I ended up first class honors, which I was very happy with. I don't really know in terms of like the ranking exactly, but you have the first class honors and second, first, whatever. So I was quite happy with that, and I got the job that I wanted for intern year, which is kind of what you want.
Did they not rank you? I thought they ranked you.
They did. They kind of like give you like centiles, but it's like it was a bit of a mess at the end of the year. Like I know I ended up pretty high up, but I don't know
what's pretty high up.
Maybe like top 10% of the class.
Top 10?
Yeah.
Okay. And how many people are in it?
Graduating 330 people or so.
And you're in the top 10%, so you're in the top 30. That's like a qualifying spot in the Open. So you're saying medicine's very much like the CrossFit Open, like no one really talks about it and they're all happy for each other, but secretly you're really competitive and you want to beat everyone.
I mean, it's competitive. I think everything competitive is friends, but
So
before.
What year was your best year in the Open?
Was it 2 years ago?
It was the year they had the national champions.
Yeah, so it wasn't last year. It was the year before. Yeah, it was the one that they had the national. They introduced the national champions.
That was the year they had the 2 Opens. So you did it in the February was the one you did really well in. Is that right?
Well, was the second one the one that they had the nationals?
Remember they had it in February.
Yeah.
Of 2019, I think, and then they had it in October 2019 for the 2020 season.
No, okay, October I would have been in the States, so it would have been February one, yeah.
It would have been the February one. Where did you come? You were obviously listed under Portugal, yeah?
Yeah.
Where did you finish?
It's definitely top 5. I don't remember the numbers, like maybe 4th, I want to say.
And I heard a rumor that they had contacted you and asked you if you wanted to resend in a video or something, was it?
Yeah, they did. I think it was just in case the first 3 or 4 didn't. I think they actually, this is what it is. I think they sent it to everyone top 5. So in case like the first 2 like the videos don't really corroborate the results, then they kind of go further down the lists. Okay. But I hadn't recorded anything because I wasn't really expecting anything.
Did they ask you for a specific WOD?
They did. I don't remember which one.
Okay.
But I hadn't recorded any of them, so.
You'd nothing to give them. Did you email them back or did you just ignore?
Oh yeah, I just said like I really wasn't expecting. Like I don't have anything recorded.
Okay.
Sorry.
They were like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. So what we have is you went on a scholarship to America to play golf. You then did medicine and you then finished in the top 10% of your class. and then you went into the CrossFit Open, and without even trying or recording anything, you ended up finishing top 5. So it's fair to say you're an overachiever who's extremely competitive.
Oh, 100% overachiever, yeah. That's why it sucks so much now, feeling so unfit these days with the whole work and being at home and not being able to go into the gym. And
yeah. Well, we were talking about that. We're kind of missing that, like, because, like, obviously we're recording this in the gym, and we came in and you said, like, you miss working out. We were like, no one's actually worked out in here in like 2 weeks. You really miss actually training with other people. Yeah. Which is, I suppose, the beauty of CrossFit. I don't think I could have ever actually made it as a competitive CrossFitter if I had to train on my own all of the time. Yeah. That's the thing. When a thing becomes like your job, when a hobby becomes a job, it's a completely different feeling towards volume. It. Yeah. Particularly if it's not going well. My CrossFit career is not going well. Plans for the coming year, you're hoping to head down to the southern hemisphere. Yep, that's the plan, or at least one of the plans. Yeah. I kind of have to have like 5 different plans these days. Yeah. Plan is to finish in July, have a bit of a break, hopefully go see the family that I haven't seen in over a year. And have you seen any? You haven't obviously been able to get to London. No, so this Christmas, the first Christmas I spent away from my family. So Christmas 2019 was the last time I saw my parents, my brother. Yeah. Jeez. How long? What did you do for Christmas this year? Did someone? I just had like a couple other friends. They also work with me in the hospital, and they're from America, so they were similar. We're all kind of stranded here, so we just had a small gathering. Small gathering. Not there wasn't too many people there, no. No, there's only like 3 people. You also got the jab. You got the 2 jabs. You got 2 jabs. Yeah. So the AstraZeneca. Is it that? No, I got the Pfizer one. The Pfizer one. Okay, so 2 jabs, and do you get a passport and everything then with that? They gave you like a little card. It's not really very. There's nothing impressive about it. Yeah, no, it's nothing impressive. Like at the moment, they really like doesn't warrant you to do anything different. Right now, yeah. But I'm hoping by the summer, I don't know, it makes it a little bit easier in terms of traveling, even just to go see the family. Didn't like that airline in Australia, Qantas, didn't they say, I suppose when it's rolled out worldwide, that they'll, like, if you don't have a vaccine, you're not allowed on their flights? I think I'm not sure. I think they had a statement like that because those of the anti-vaxxers were going crazy. Oh, I didn't know that actually. I haven't really looked at the news that much. It kind of got to a point that I just didn't want to. I think everyone's kind of sick of looking at the numbers. So you're in the hospital. Are you working with COVID at the moment, or are you on a different one? Not at the moment. It's actually there's very little numbers in the hospital now. Yeah. But January, February was very hard. We got maybe like a fourth of the patients in the hospital were COVID. Yeah. And like a lot of people got it in the hospital. A lot of staff members ended up going home. Like I remember it was Christmas Eve, and I saw there was like a little outbreak in the ward that I was, and like so many of the nurses were going home, kind of like crying because they're gonna have to isolate for Christmas. And then I was working on nights at the beginning of January, and it was a bit hell because it was like 2 weeks after New Year's. So like from all the gatherings, kind of cases were popping everywhere. Staff was kind of starting to be contacts, being at home. So we were all short-staffed, and then I was put on a COVID ward. It's very hard, like, because the extra PPE just makes everything so hard. Much, yeah. And then... What, having to change your gloves every time you see someone? You have to change a whole outfit nearly every time you see someone. No, it depends on the wards. Like, some wards, you'd go in, and you pretty much, when you're inside the ward, you have the full PPE on. But so, like, you'd end up spending, like, 3 hours in it, and it's uncomfortable. Like, yeah. I don't like wearing my snood for more than 3 minutes. Yeah. It was definitely a tough experience. Like, I'll never forget it. It's a good way to start in the deep end. Everything can only get shallower after that. It can only get easier after this. Well, guys, that's all we have time for this week. Big shout out to Mayor Bear for jumping on with us on the show. Fergal. If you can, guys, like, comment, and subscribe on the video and the YouTube channel. Peace out. Bye, everybody. Be strong.